This is Super Credit Farm for Lone Wolves, to help you farm super credits in the most efficient way as possible if you're alone. Let's begin. Now, when it comes to farm super credits alone, you want to stay in the lowest difficulty as possible. Your sweet spot is in trivial. You don't want to go beyond that, because if you go too easy in medium mode, you're going to get the same number of loot spots, but way more enemies and a larger map, making those difficulties not worth your time. So just go with trivial and you're going to be good. Now, the most important thing when farming alone is choose the right biome and planet, but there's a little secret that I don't see many people talking about, and it can make a huge difference in your farming. But before I talk about that, let me cover the best planets real quick, because this is also important. To me, these planets here are the most clean and what I had the most success in my farm. These are solid choices. Now the catch. Even in these planets, if you don't choose the right layout, you're gonna have a hard time. If you pay close attention before enter the map, you can see how the terrain will be for good and bad planets. For example, in this good planet, I choose a bad terrain with a lot of rocks on it. As a result, I got a bad map. I almost can't spot points of interest in there. Now, in the same planet, but this time with a good terrain choice. I got a clear vision and the exploration is easier, making their farming faster. And the most OP thing about this method is that you can expand it for planets that are considered bad for farming, like this forest biome here. I choose a good terrain and as a result I got an easy map to loot. So keep this in mind when you choose a planet for your farming. Another thing worth of mentioning is to avoid terrain surrounded by a lot of water, because you're not gonna find any loot on there. Trust me, I tried it. Now, this method is OP, but it can save really bad planets, like the swamp planet. It's a lost cause. No matter what you do, it will always have a lot of trees on it. And in my opinion, the worst of them all is the iced planet. The snow will slow you down and the natural traps slow you down even more, and on top of that, it also gives you damage. So if you can, avoid these planets. Now, a good tip if you're like me and have some HUD features turned off is to turn at least the compass on. The compass will spot points of interest, helping you not missing them. Talking about point of interest, if you're alone, the main points that you're looking for are those little fallen ships that are easy to spot thanks to the light, blue buildings that you need to actively look for them because they are not highlighted in the map like the ships, and the greenhouses that you can find in good planets biome. In bad biomes, they usually don't appear. And forget the bunkers, they need two players to open it up. If you are farming lone wolf style, you always want to use the booster, because the maps in trivial are small, so you can explore them really fast just running and using the backpack. Second, the booster is easy to use, you just need to look for a good spot and press the spacebar to get the most out of it. Third, it is easy to control, what is really important if you want to save time. I don't recommend using the car if you're alone because it can get stuck in rocks or just turn over really easily. It is hard to control, making the exploration harder, and you need to enter in the right door. If you choose the wrong door, you need to get out of the car and try again, making you waste a bunch of time. To have a better speed when running, opted to use light armor. I use this one because that's the only one that I have. As a support weapon, use the sniper. It is the best to open the containers. Also, a trick you can do with this gun is to shoot the fence in these fallen ship areas, so you can get inside of it faster. In relation to passives, I don't have a lot of them, but the one that increases the radar range works fine for me. I like this one too, that get me fully stocked on steams when I come out of my health pot. Talking about steams, don't be scared of using them to boost your stamina when you get tired. You're not gonna fight enemies anyway, and you'll find a lot of steams in the loot areas to refill the ones that you spent. Now, about the enemies, I would advise to not choose squids. Squids are difficult and can give you a hard time, and you don't want that when you are farming. You're better off with bots or bugs. I farmed on both of them, and to me they are basically the same thing. I prefer bots because I think they are less annoying than the bugs, but something that I like to do after I looted all the good planets on the bot side is to go to the bug side and farm on the planets there until the bot's planets are good to loot again. If your map has a city, don't explore the city part. There's no super credits on there, only ammo and steams. Explore only the outside area of the city. There is where the super credits will be. Extraction is optional, so after you loot all the points of interest, go back to your ship and start the process again. Farm super credits is really boring to do, so I recommend you to put some music to play while you do it. If you can, buy the super credits and spend your time where the fun is, playing the game and killing the aliens. Now, if you're broke like me or just need a little bit of money to get the war bond you want, I encourage the super credit farm. But as I said, it's not the most fun thing to do, so be prepared for the grind.
For prosperity!
For prosperity! And that's it guys, I wish you a nice day and I see you in the next one.